bonus Sunday, two no AC calls on a Sunday for you. It's about 9 o'clock. No, it's about 8:45. I'm going to try to make it out and get both of these done this morning so I can have some semblance of a Sunday afternoon. First one, I don't know much about. I think the outdoor unit's running on this one. It's probably just fan because it wasn't blowing out warm air out the top. So I'm thinking it's probably the compressor's probably not running. Hopefully we get lucky and it's a cap and go real quick, get in and out. And then the other one I think is the same exact deal. He said the outdoor unit was running, but doesn't necessarily mean the compressor was running. So you might just have a couple units today that just the fan's running, and we got something going on with the compressor. But that's just speculation at this point. So I'll see you out at the first one here, see if we can get some footage of both of them. All right, just real quick here. I didn't get any shots. I was only in there about 4 minutes. It was a capacitor. Changed it out real quick. Holy hell. Get your goddamn dogs off of me and get your fucking kids away from me when I'm trying to work. There's moving parts and stuff. She's standing there. She's on her phone. And her kids are all over me like a cheap suit. And her dogs are fucking jumping all over me. Give me a goddamn break. Yeah, quick cap and go. I'll go over it when I get back to the shop. I'm going to head to the next one. Good Lord. All right, guys, call number 2 here. So nothing serious here. Looks like we're a little bit low on refrigerant. I noticed a little stain coming off a little refrigerant stain off this locking cap on this side. We're just gonna pump him up. I told him if he notices anything the rest of the summer, we'll come out and do wait till the shoulder season or something. We'll come out and do more of a thorough leak check and see if we got a leak somewhere. It is a ream, so you never know. All right, let's put zero this out. Let's put 6 ounces in it and see how it responds. Weird. That's really weird. What's going on here? Why my subcooling spiked up like that? There's no way. We had this valve open. Let's see where it stabilized. That was really strange. Pull this bowl. I'm going to put him in some warm water and see if we can get him to open up. But yeah, let's agree on ourselves a TXP. We're going to have to replace it. See if we can get one tomorrow since today is Sunday. Yeah, I got my subcooling where I kind of wanted it, but I wasn't getting any superheat, so you're not opening up. Yuck. Yuck. Alright, I'll see if I can get one of these ordered up and see if I can get one tomorrow. Button this up. Beautiful looking job I did. Ugh. Alright guys, so that's where we're at with this. So just a word of advice, you know, when you have high superheat and low subcooling, you know, don't just start pumping in a bunch of refrigerant. What you want to do is you want to see what responds. So I got my subcooling to respond right away and it's looking good, but this number never moved. So I stopped right away after a few ounces and looked for a restriction somewhere, whether it be your TXV not opening, if I got a kink somewhere. You want to start investigating. You don't want to just keep pumping refrigerant and wasting refrigerant, because that's what you're going to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this all buttoned up, and that'll conclude this Sunday. I'll see you back at the shop for some dialogue. Alright guys, so that's a wrap here on this Sunday. So yeah, I don't typically work on Sundays. I told myself I wouldn't, but you know, I like to get to these as quick as I can. We're going to be in the mid-90s for the next few days, so you know, it's not really nice weather to not have AC. First one was quick. It was a cap and go capacitor. You know, I don't really care about getting videos of those because it's kind of boring. Okay, I found another bad capacitor. Let's have another boring HVAC video of a guy swapping out a capacitor. I mean, you can literally find on one guy's channel 1,000 of those. So one thing that really annoyed me, and I think that if you have a service guy over to your house, is put your dogs away if you know they're rambunctious and they're going to jump around. You know, as soon as I walked in, for one, the customer did not keep their house very tidy, and their yard was definitely dirty and messy, and those dogs were running around in the dirt and they just start jumping up on me. Not a good way to make me happy when I'm here trying to help you and fix your AC for you. And this customer can't even pay me right away. She's got to wait till her next paycheck. So I'm kind of doing her a favor by coming out and fixing it and having her pay me in the future. I know the big companies around here wouldn't do that. They would have to secure a credit card or something before going out. You know, she's a existing customer of mine, so I went ahead and you know, treated her as such. But if she would have called me out of the blue, I'd have probably told her, nope, I need to make sure you got the money before I can come out and fix it. You know, I do so much charity stuff, and I got to quit doing so much. You know, it'll put you in the poorhouse. I try to help when I can, but I can't help everybody. So that was a quick one. Oh, and she didn't, and her kids, like her 2 boys, were up in my business like a foot away from me when I have a panel off of a live unit. Corral up your kids. You know, be responsible. Get people, kids and dogs and everything breathing down my neck when I'm trying to fix an air conditioner. Give me a break. So then the second one I went to was I thought it was going to be the same thing, but then I walked up on the unit and the compressor was running. I told the guy to shut it off, but he didn't listen to me, I guess. So yeah, this was a learning experience, not a learning experience. Well, it is for you if you've never came across it, but just because a system has you know, high superheat and low subcooling doesn't necessarily mean it's low on charge. But that's where my mind goes, and that's where most people's mind goes. That's why you want to start out by just popping a little bit of refrigerant and see how it responds. As soon as I popped in about 4 or 5 ounces of refrigerant, I think I popped in 6, which I probably shouldn't even have went that. My subcooling went boom, real high. So that's a good telltale sign that you got an issue with your a restriction somewhere in your liquid line. So I probably should have started out by checking out the indoor coil and the TXV, etc. Before I even just hooked my gauges up. But you know, you get in a hurry, you're like, oh, let's go ahead and hook the gauges up. Let's pump some refrigerant in there. So I may or may not have wasted 6 ounces of refrigerant. I don't know. You know, maybe I can just leave it in there when I get the TXV replaced. I did off camera, if you guys are wondering, I did take the sensing bulb off. I put it in some ice water Didn't get the TXV to respond, so she's slammed shut. She failed shut, and you know, I did the usual, tapped on it and did everything I could, but I couldn't get it to free up. So tomorrow I'm going to get on the phone with Keller Air, who does my Ream stuff, and get a TXV for that unit, and see if I can just run and get it. If hopefully they have it in stock. It's on one of the older 410A coils, an RCF 3617 STAMCA. I remember those because I installed a million of them. And see if they got a TXV in stock. If not, if it's a couple days out, then I guess the customer's gonna be out AC for a couple days. But yeah, that's where we're at after today. Just a quick little video. I didn't think I would have much today. It's Sunday. I'm gonna go drink some beer and watch some football, or watch my Mariners baseball game, and enjoy the rest of my weekend, because I'm sure it being hot all weekend and the better part of this coming week, I'm going to be real busy. So I'll quit rambling on. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.